Hello everybody, welcome to a wonderful Wednesday. Dr. Reese here. I'm in my home office. I just got back from the Bonanza clinic. I'm on my way to the Southwest clinic right now. And I want to share with you something that, a couple of us are going to a grand opening for Dr. Teddy Sim, another chiropractor that is opening a second location. Me and Autumn have worked with him a little bit, and he's tried to pick our brain and ask us questions about how we were able to grow our team and how some of our tips for being successful. So me and Autumn have shared that with Dr. Teddy, and we are more than happy to go to his grand opening tonight because he came to ours. So I want to share something with you that I talk a lot about. I don't know, some of you may not know, I do some coaching and consulting on the side with some other businesses, and one of the things I share with people a lot, a story, is when you squeeze an orange. If I have an orange, if I squeeze it, do you know what comes out? And I get a lot of different answers, but ultimately ask yourself, if I take an orange and I squeeze it, what comes out? Some people will say juice. I go, what kind of juice? And they'll say orange juice. And then I ask, do you know why orange juice comes out? And the answer in this illustration is orange juice comes out because that's what's inside of the orange. And I use that illustration a lot because when that orange is under pressure or it's under stress or when it's being squeezed, whatever's inside comes out. And it's a good analogy for me to remind myself and others that in a time of stress or in a time that we're under pressure or being squeezed, what comes out is what's on the inside. For instance, and this used to happen a lot for me, and I talk about it on here once in a while. When I was under stress or felt like I was being squeezed, what came out was being an a-hole, being sarcastic, being rude, being impatient, because that's what was on the inside. Now, what comes out when I'm squeezed or when I'm under pressure is more patience, understanding, better listening skills. And I want to just encourage all of you, if under times of stress, or if you feel like you're being squeezed, when you notice what comes out, if you don't like what comes out, there's a way to change that. And the way to change that is change what goes into our brain, into our mind. And for me, what helped a lot is I changed what I was putting into my mind. I watched a lot more motivational YouTube videos. I read a lot more books. I started watching or listening to things that made me feel good. I started watching less of the news, having more thoughtful conversations with people around me. And so another story I used to tell a lot to patients is, if you came home from work one day and somebody had broken into your house and dumped a big trash can full of garbage into your front room, you'd probably freak out and go, what the heck? And if the guy was still there or gal was still there, you'd want to call the police for somebody dumping a bunch of garbage in your house, right? But the same thing happens when we dump a bunch of garbage into our brains or our mind from the TV or the TikTok videos or whatever it is. We're in a social media age where there's a lot of information, and my invitation for all of us is to stand guard and be a little bit more selective about what you let get dumped into your brain or our mind and consciousness, because garbage in, garbage out, if we continually put things that don't help us, the good, the pure, the powerful, the positive, if we don't put that into our brains, then we don't get that back out. So if you want good stuff to come out when we're squeezed, put better stuff in. that's the message for this week. So as always, anytime, drop me a line. I'll talk with you next Wednesday.